Independent rear drive axle. Protective faceplate. Centerpiece. Housing expander. Needle roller bearing R&R dolly. Cover face protective plate. Pinion nut torque removal toolkit. Applicable models. Pinion inner and outer cup removal adapter. Pinion inner bearing cup pressing dolly. Pinion inner bearing pressing tool. Pinion bearing outer tool. Pinion all seal pressing tool. Differential case bearing dolly. Carrier all seal pressing dolly. Differential case dummy bearing. Carrier all seal leg puller. Universal handle. Pinion height setting gauge. Applicable models. Differential case bearing puller adapter. Rear axle assembly bearing puller. Applicable models. Disassembly. Drain IRDA all. For additional information, refer to IRDA oil draining section. Remove the IRDA with ITM assembly from the vehicle. For additional information, refer to IRDA R&R section. Using a 13 mm socket spanner, loosen and remove the ITM assembly mounting bolts from the IRDA. Install the MST protective face plate on the IRDA and tighten the mounting bolts. Using a 10 mm socket spanner, loosen and remove the cover sub-assembly mounting bolts. Using a mallet, hit on the projection lugs of the IRDA cover and detach the cover separately. Install the MST center piece into the center of the all seal. Install the MST carrier oil seal leg puller and remove the oil seal from both sides of IRDA. Using a 13 mm socket spanner, loosen and remove the bearing cap mounting bolts, then detach the bearing caps. Notice: remove the shims from the differential case. Install the MST housing expander and remove the differential case from the IRDA housing. Remove the MST housing expander from the IRDA housing. Using a MST needle roller bearing R&R dolly and MST universal handle, remove the needle roller bearing and cone. Rotate the housing as front side upward. Install the MST cover face protective plate on the IRDA and tighten the MST cover face protective plate with mounting bolts. Using a MST, pinion nut torque removal toolkit, loosen and remove the pinion nut and detach the pinion. Using a mallet, hit the pinion bearing from front side and remove the pinion with inner bearing shim and collapsible washer. Remove the collapsible washer. Using a MST, differential case bearing puller adapter and MST, rear axle assembly bearing puller, along with 24 mm ring spanner and 36 mm open end spanner, remove the pinion bearing. Remove the pinion outer bearing from the housing. Notice: using a MST, pinion inner and outer cup removal adapter and MST universal handle on bigger end, remove the pinion inner cup from IRDA housing. Notice: using a MST, pinion inner and outer cup removal adapter and MST universal handle on small end, remove the pinion outer cup from IRDA housing along with shim. Using a 13 mm socket spanner, loosen and remove the ring gear mounting bolts and using a mallet detach the ring gear. Fix the MST, centerpiece, MST, differential case bearing puller adapter and MST, rear axle assembly bearing puller, and using a 24 mm ring spanner and 36 mm open end spanner, loosen and remove the bearing from both sides. Using a 4 mm roll pin and hammer, remove the differential pinion shaft pin. Using a 8 mm roll pin and hammer, remove the differential pinion mate shaft. Remove the side gears with washer and pinion gear with cone washer from the differential case. Inspection. Assembly. Using the MST pinion inner bearing cup pressing dolly, with hammer install the pinion shaft inner bearing. Notice: Refit the new collapsible spacer on the pinion shaft. Place the pinion outer cone into the IRDA housing. Using the MST pinion inner bearing pressing tool and MST universal handle and dolly, install the pinion outer cone to the IRDA housing. Rotate the housing front side facing upper. Place the pinion inner cone into the IRDA housing. Using a MST pinion bearing outer tool and MST universal handle, install the pinion inner cone to the IRDA housing. Refit the pinion shaft with collapsible washer in the IRDA housing. Install the pinion outer bearing in the IRDA housing. Place the new all seal in the housing and using a MST pinion all seal pressing tool and hammer, install the pinion all seal in the IRDA housing. Caution: install the new pinion locking special nut on the pinion end and tighten the nut using MST pinion nut torque removal toolkit with suitable handles. Tighten the nut to specific torque or until all end play is removed. Torque to 20 to 595 Newton meters. Place the needle roller bearing sleeve to the IRDA housing right hand side. Using a MST differential case bearing dolly, install by pushing the needle roller bearing cone till the housing stopper edge. Using a MST needle roller bearing R&R dolly, install the needle roller bearing in the cone. Place the IRDA side housing all seals. Using a MST carrier all seal pressing dolly and hammer, install the all seals on the IRDA housing both sides. Place the differential case in table wise. Apply the grease to side gear thrust washers and hubs of side gears, then assemble both side gears. Apply grease to pinion mate spherical washers and the pinion mate gears, then assemble pinion mate gears. Notice: Install the gears and washers to the differential case. Using a 8 mm roll pin and hammer, install the pinion mate shaft case housing locking pin. Using a 4 mm roll pin and hammer, install the pinion mate shaft case housing locking pin. Using a MST pinion height setting gauge, inspect the pinion height setting gap. Remove the MST cover face protective plate on the IRDA and loosen the MST cover face protective plate with mounting bolts. Install the MST differential case dummy bearing on the differential case assembly. Install the differential case assembly with MST differential case dummy bearing on the IRDA housing. Fix the dial indicator with a magnetic base. Locate the tip on the surface of case and move differential assembly to the extreme in the direction towards the indicator. Remove the dial gauge and differential case with dummy bearings. MST differential case dummy bearing. Refit the ring gear on the case and tighten the new mounting bolts to specific torque. Torque 86 to 95 Newton meters. Place the differential case bearing on the respective differential case side and using MST, differential case bearing dolly, and hammer install the bearing in the differential case. Install the differential case assembly on the housing and fix the dial gauge. Using the dial gauge, pull towards dial gauge set 0 and push differential case and check the difference for shim selection. Caution: install the MST housing expander with mallet and place the differential case with adding shims to the IRDA housing. Notice: install the bearing caps C1 in near ring gear side and C2 in other side and tighten the mounting bolts to specific torque. Torque 52 to 57 Newton meters. Apply Anna bond A676 or 3M sealant as per the sealant pattern. Caution: install the cover plate on IRDA and tighten the new mounting bolts to specific torque in sequence. Torque 19 to 26 Newton meters. Remove the protective plate from the front carrier. Refit the ITM on IRDA.